I genuinely think that this speaker doesn't need an introduction because it feels like everyone knows Stin. But yeah, everyone knows Stin, right? Great. But just, for the sake of intro, I pinged Stin earlier today asking him about fun fact, because everyone loves a good fun fact. So Stin answered that his first session at Super Week 10 years ago was on measuring the commercial value of banner marketing, and that he has never seen anyone else talk about it here in years. So I guess that after that talk, everyone just learned how to do it, and we're good on that topic. Yeah. I personally find Stin's talks very therapeutical, giving that headspace to think and reflect on what we do as marketing specialists and analysts. So with that, please welcome Stin to the stage.
Thank you. So I know you might be hungry, but I've been waiting a year for this, so I don't care. So lean back, and if somebody is in dire need of a sandwich, raise your hand, and maybe somebody can run out and get you some food, because I'm going to take my sweet time. So last year I was up here and I was talking about why did anybody want to hire you? And the theme of that is actually going to be a repetition. It's going to be an ongoing theme in relation to this, trying to loop back to that, because why does anybody hire anybody? So I gave you the answer last year. To make more money, right? If you boil it down, it's that simple, saying it's not about the data, it's not about having an amazing tech stack, it's about having a better business. So if you're in an interview, sitting there having a conversation, they will hire you based on your skill and your ability to support the business in the long run. Nobody hires a bad analyst because they can do something. They need to have something else that will be tied into the business. And that's kind of the big thing here, because how good analysts are we actually? This presentation is partly inspired by a conversation I had with Juliana Jackson in relation to what is it that we actually do. So we're at a web analytics conference. It's digital analytics. It's so amazing. We're talking about decisions and gathering data and stuff, but if the value, where's the value we provide? And the value we provide is enabling businesses to make decisions. That's when I try to boil it down, and we'll get back to that. This is me. Yeah. Yay. I'm not going to dive deep into that because I know you might be that hungry. So, but this is one of the definitions of what does an analyst do. So, because it's just before lunch, I want everybody to stand up. And when we come to a point that you don't do, you can sit down again. So, I assume here that everybody has something to do with gathering data. So the people who don't study data can sit down again. So you're all studying data. Okay. And are you all interpreting data as well? Cool. And are you looking for patterns? And the key thing, and I'm really impressed that you're all still standing. It's like a massive, impressive audience. Nobody is playing the sit-down chicken. Are you all feeding significant decisions? Yeah. Okay, cool. So apparently you're an awesome, I can go home now. It's like, sit down. Okay. Cool. So we can agree on this, that the reason we gather data is to enable decisions, right? That is kind of when we boil everything down, that's our job description. And we might be able to go in and then actually try to do what Ibrahim talked about yesterday, saying how do we enable those decisions when it actually matters, right? Are we showing any value? Because in my book, when I talk to people, this is probably the most common job in analytics. Legacy data maintenance, right? Having this, we come in with the ambition of being the hero, and what we do is mainly maintaining data pipelines. So there's a lot of data work at the basis of what we're doing. And I think that the challenge is that very often when I talk to customers, and maybe some of you can reflect on this as well, saying when I talk to customers, less and less luckily, but the tendency have been to saying, so what do you want to track? The answer is everything, right? And the curse of tracking everything is that then we have to maintain everything, right? And suddenly the entire job becomes maintaining data that is basically not providing any value because we track everything, so we need to maintain everything. So the job descriptions becomes 90% maintenance and 10% decision making, right? So it actually pushes us to an interesting thing because I found this test online and I really think it's interesting because, and you're not supposed to say anything I've done it with other analysts and somebody can see something at once and somebody can't see anything. Personally, when I saw it first, I couldn't see anything, but it's a test from McKinsey done in 2018 in relation to understanding our propensities of analysts. So how good are we at identifying patterns in data? So, like I said, if you see anything, if you don't see anything, don't tell anybody. We're going to get back to it. So if somebody speaks up now, you're an asshole. So I will make it bigger. Like I said, first time I couldn't see anything, but I have talked to some very serious analysts that after looking at it were actually able to see some clear things, and when they pointed it out, I could see it as well. So this is a 30-second test. Good. So hopefully that scared the hell out of you. So like I said, some people can see something, and I don't know the science behind it, but there is actually a meaning to the madness. But going back to data and decisions. So are we actually able to see the connections that we need to decide about, or are we focusing somewhere else in the stack?